Here at NFT Fest with the man, the myth, the legend, Ronnie from Vales Accountants. GM, bro.
GM, thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming.
How often do you say GM?
First time probably this year.
He's a GM virgin. Ronnie, you're an accountant, and a good one, a great one. And I guess, what's the biggest myth do you think people face in Web3? I mean, it gets quite complicated with tax and all this stuff because there's all these new things, with crypto and NFTs and regulation and all this sort of stuff. What do you think the biggest myth is that people believe in?
Well, from a business perspective, most Web3 projects run thinking that they don't need any prior business acumen. They just look at their treasury, that's their funds. There's actually no initiative to go, okay, I need my financials, I need to set up KPIs, I need to measure my performance. I see projects raise millions and then they blow it all before their runway's meant to end, and then there's no strategy or the timing's bad to raise again. And this is the big issue. Why would you drop $500,000 on marketing if you don't have a clear direction of what you want out of it? And that's the thing. If you don't measure, okay, I didn't acquire 10 customers from that $500,000, most of them go ahead and spend another $500,000 next month thinking of gaining traction. There's just wrong metrics, wrong way. And at the end, I don't blame them. Crypto data is very hard to reconcile. So they just see the chaos, they ignore it. But that's why most of them are not succeeding, because they're ignoring that main thing. And when it comes to individuals, it's the same thing. If you don't know your tax payable in May or June before it hits the end of the financial year, then you're not a true investor. You're just being ignorant. Yeah, I'm up 50%, but is your tax going to wipe off another 30%? You're not being aware of it. It's just very silly mistakes I see all the time.
What are the best accounting practices you see your best clients use?
Setting up and automating on software. So for business enterprise, I use Cryptio a lot because you can automate it. It pushes through zero. You can set up rules and how you want it. For individuals, Crypto Tax Calculator is my way to go and push clients towards, just because it has all the functions for staking, DeFi protocols, everything. You can stay on top of it. But yeah, most of them they just need to give a fuck about it. Yes, they need to. Most of them just ignore it. Yeah.
Can we? You tell him to shut up.
I'll do that.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Ivan. Cool. What's another good? John, fire another one.
Are we going to start this again, or what do you want?
No, keep flowing, keep rolling. We can edit it.
You mentioned. Oh, I've got to get this one right. All right. What are your thoughts on doxed versus undoxed people building in the cryptocurrency space?
Look, when I first started in this space, being undoxed was a very cool, popular thing to do. But as soon as there's some market turmoil, you see the trust of customers go crazy. So, for example, I had an NFT project. They refused to dox themselves. And as every other NFT project that was at the same level was raising from some big people, were bringing in heaps of sponsors and all that, remaining undoxed was a hindrance. Yeah, you can have a Twitter handle and everything, but if you're not actually putting yourself out there, people are always going to be thinking it's a potential rug pull. At any time they can pull the funds out. So I think it's very important, especially if you're very serious about building in this space, your face should be up there. You should be promoting that, here I am, this is the one in the background. Anything happens or there's no transparency, you know who to blame.
Ronnie, what's your favourite thing about Web3?
Look, to be honest, I love the community. From an accounting perspective, I love the work because it's very different, and accounting is very boring. It's gone from double entry accounting to triple entry accounting, and there's so much different nuances in it that it's amazing. But working with these people, they're just so passionate. I end up having business meetings and it ends up going an hour over because we're talking about what's happening in the space, what they're doing, what they've seen. And it's interesting because everyone I speak to has a different opinion on their favorite tokens, their favorite NFT project. It's just, it's a very broad thing in this space, and I love it. And obviously you guys are pretty cool.
There it is. I'll give you that $20 later, mate.
What's your biggest ick about Web3? What would you improve if you could?
Yeah, look, I don't know much about the tech, so it is going to be from an accounting tax perspective. But my biggest ick is a lot of people look for someone to blame when it doesn't go right, when really it's the founders that are to blame if their project doesn't go right. if you do not have a solid business plan or not adaptable as fast, because look, I understand every founder is at 1,000% in this space, but that means there's so much room for mistakes throughout that. And that's my biggest ick, that at the end, if you really want to succeed in this space, but you're tight about getting an accountant or a lawyer, then you probably won't do well in the future.
Beautiful. What's one piece of advice you could give someone entering the space?
Pay your taxes.
Look, pay your taxes is one of them, but set up everything properly from the start. I'm talking if you're an individual, you need to look at your situation. I work full time. My wife doesn't. I can use a family trust to help this. From a business perspective, I'm set up in Australia, but 95% of my customers are in the US. Why would I set up in Australia? You know, asking these simple questions and setting up everything from the start will just be a lot easier as you grow, because once you hit that growth level, it's chaos to unwind, chaos. So that'd be my advice. Just get proper advice before you go into it, and actually get people to be critical of you, because a lot of people think, I've got this idea, it's brilliant, but no one actually goes, please tell me, what do you think of my idea? Honest opinion, do you think it's trash? So I think that's important, because when I onboard clients, I usually see a lot of mistakes from everyone. I'll tell them, this is a mistake, this is a mistake, and I'm like, please speak to this person, because they'll critique your project and I know they're working on something similar. Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to drop a nuclear bomb of a question. FTX, is anyone ever seeing their money back?
Conflict of interest, I can't talk about that.
Oh, there we go.
NFT APAC, connect, create, collaborate.
Boom.
Boom.